Yeah.
True, right.
That's brilliant. Do you want to give us a quick plug for the tour then? Tell us when the dates are and stuff so people can go and see you.
Okay. So it's Manchester and at the Atma on 28th of March, and we'll be playing with two other bands, Weimar and Speed of Sound, and then we're going to London, play at the Dublin Castle in Camden on the 29th of March. Really great venue. I looking forward to that. And then on the 30th of March, we're going to the Zanzibar in Liverpool.
Yeah.
So it's Manchester, London, and Liverpool.
And already on the 27th, we are meeting up with Stuart Clark-Lewis at the Premium Blend radio show. We're doing a live session.
Nice.
In Hailsham, and we're really, really looking forward to that. Perhaps Stuart is listening, I don't know.
He does have a tendency to listen. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I will concede that there are other radio shows, and that's one that everyone should listen to.
For sure.
Where are you at, Mike?
I'm not far away from Hailsham, actually. I'm only about half an hour up the road near Brighton.
Okay, so we'll see you in London then, on the 29th.
Hope so, yeah. I need to double check the date. What day is the 29th?
Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Thursday.
Oh, it's Thursday. That might be all right, actually. Yeah, because the next day I'm cycling 50 miles for charity, which I'm not really looking forward to because I haven't trained.
Okay.
But yeah, London might be good, actually. I think I'm staying in Dartford, so yeah, why not? I'll be there.
So we won't buy you so many beers then on the show, so you can cycle the day after.
I might need them, to be honest, to be able to get me through.
But make sure you bring that bottle you have.
Yeah. There won't be much of this left. This is my sympathetic.
So we'll use it as a segue for something that we hope Mike does not have when he cycles 50 miles. Here we go with Indeed and Heart Attack. Dig this. one. That was Indeed with Heart Attack. And right off the bat, I mean, I gotta ask because John Magnuson, who's a native Swede as well, said that it's a true love story. You know, is that really true, or?
What?
The lyrics, you mean?
Yeah.
I think he's saying that Sweden and NMS is a love story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, but my mistake. I'm sorry, not to put you on the spot. So it just sometimes it gets lost in translation.
We now have at least 2 Swedish artists on the books.
Okay.
It could be a love story, as lyrics can mean many different things. But I think it's about from the beginning to enter the very attractive, nice, fantastic world of the big music scene and trying to get in there through the gates of picky A&Rs. I think that's one of the things with the meaning with the lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that aside, I loved this song. I mean, it was very catchy and a lot to me. I picked up a lot of like kind of nice early alternative like bands like the Pixies and Sonic Youth and like a little bit vocally, a little bit the guitar riffs, but it was just really kind of like you know one of those songs you want to crank up in your car while you're driving and hit the pedal a little bit because it's kind of pumping you up. It's a great tune. I loved it that way.
Oh, thank you. Glad to hear.
Glad to hear.
That's
And
good.
the Pixies, by the way, is a favorite band. They are truly an inspiration as well.
Very cool. I've seen them a few times live, and I grew up with them. And for myself, I think it's a toss up between Doolittle and Bossa Nova for favorite album. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Mike,
And we have also a really great video coming up for this song within a few weeks. We actually have a preview of it out on our social media and such. So we're giving this song an extra push because we get the response that it is, a single that we should push some more. So that's what we're doing.
right. Well, we'll definitely help you with that one. That's for sure. Mike,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Absolutely. No, we'll push that. I love the preview of the video, actually. I it's about like 30 seconds or so, isn't it, that you've got put up. It looks really cool. And again, it's kind of, it's really grungy, I think, and it's a really cool tune. I definitely agree. It's a really good single track to put out as a single. I think it's top quality. I absolutely love it. I'm like I say, a big fan of the band, and obviously delighted to be to have the chance to talk to you as well. So no, it's a great track, and if I was going to pick a single, I'd go, yeah, you should do that one because it's got that kind of vibe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
That's nice to hear.
I I'll give a quick shout out. So Stuart just messaged me. Stuart Clark Lewis. He said, "I am listening. Thanks for the shout out." Well, thanks for listening, obviously. Legend. He's doing his homework on you before you go on his show in a few weeks' time.
Yeah. And we really must say that for us, it's also so brilliant to come to the UK and have the opportunity to meet some of the people that we have somehow get to know. We have been about for about six months or so. So we're meeting Stuart, and we're hoping to meet you, Mike, if possible. And we're in London. We're meeting up with Dee Webb. And she's with Mad Wasp Radio, and also we're meeting up with John Armstrong in Manchester, and we're playing with his band, 2 bands there as well. So for us, this is a great way to make new friends as well.
Who love this kind of fantastic music. Ivan Roberts as well.
Yes,
We will learn.
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Ivan,
Yeah,
he's a star as well.
we're big fans of Ivan. I'm part of the Rift Half community, and I do everything I can to sort of support that. He's absolute legend. And also, D Webb, you mentioned Mad Wasp Radio, so we podcast an hour kind of best bits of this show, and one of the radios that plays that is Mad Wasp Radio, so we're on there as well. We love those guys. We think Dee's brilliant, and those guys are brilliant. So
okay, great.
Yeah.
So what's it? I have a question there. So all you guys doing your radio shows, you know each other through this Riff Tap group, but do you know each other physically? Do you meet? You have.
Some people, yeah. So me and Ivan have known each other quite a long time now, and we meet regularly because he grew up in the town where I live, actually, funnily enough, and we obviously see each other because we arrange the Riff Tap networking nights and stuff like that. So I know Ivan very well. I don't think I've ever met Dee personally, but perhaps I'll meet her in London in your show actually if she's going. Stuart's just up the road, so I've been on his show and I've seen him a few times at various gigs and events and stuff like that. So yeah, we all kind of. It depends because it depends where people are. You meet people from all over the country, and England looks quite small on the map, but it's actually a pretty big place. You don't know by person. Yeah, try to get around a bit, you know.
Yeah. You have like a network going. It's great. It's great it's great for us to be a part of it. Yeah.
Well,
I think that's what it's all about. Like the modern day, independent music scenes are outside of the kind of big three labels and mainstream radio and all the rest of it. I think is all about networking, and it's all about bringing people together and communicating and learning from each other. And John Magnusson, who's listening to the show with his daughter, he must only be 3-4 months old, listening to the show tonight, and he just tweeted. Obviously, he's from Sweden as well, and he's listening to you guys. He came over to the UK and he played a show in Brighton. I met him, and at the same time, Verity White came down, who's from sort of middle of the country, and she came down and played the same show. So you do get to meet loads of people, and it's interesting. You meet people online, but social media never replaces face-to-face interaction, right? At the end of the day, you want to meet as many people in person as possible. And certainly on my side, I try to do that. And Bainesy, you're the same, aren't you? You went and saw Bodie John the other week, and you see loads of the sort of Canadian bands that we play. You go out and meet and chat to and interview and talk to as well. We always try and keep connected, don't we?
Yeah. And I will be making my way out to the UK in the next year or so. So I've got a savings aside right now and trying to find the right time to do it. But I will make my way down there at some point as well, because Mike and I have been friends for about 3 years now, but never physically met. But every time we talk, it's like we've known each other for much more than 3 years.
Yeah, I'm actually away that week. You're coming?
Yeah, right.
No, of course not. There's a safe for him, mate. Come and stay over here. It's all good. Listen, I've got some obscure questions. Like Bainesy, I'm not sure if he likes the obscure questions I ask, but I always try and squeeze a few in anyway because I feel like you learn a bit about
go
people.
for it.
So one of my questions, right, that I always ask people, what should I ask bands when I'm interviewing them? And someone suggested, why don't you ask them what they'd write on their tombstone? I said, that's a bit morbid, but I will. So,
could you repeat that question?
Yeah, what would you write on your tombstone, on your gravestone when you die?
Oh.
Well, I'll go first. It would be nice to say that this guy was in a band who made one of the most known and greatest indie pop anthem of all time. That would be something.
Okay, now it's me. This guy was with a guy who was in one of the greatest.
And now it's your turn, Linda.
What can I say? I must join in this, don't I?